Welcome to the Phoenix Zone. I'm Phoenix Singh, and our channel showcases different businesses and organizations in our natural environment and all the things that make Cayman so awesome, including our cute four-legged friends. On today's documentary, we'll be meeting with the organizations that put their time and money into helping these little guys. The Cayman Islands Humane Society and their Cayman Brac, one dog at a time, C.A.R.E. And for kids who want to adopt a pet, we'll be meeting with Dr. Olivia from Savannah Veterinarian Clinic about how to take care of our dogs and cats.
I think she likes you. That's your sign.
There you go.
We're here at the Cayman Islands Humane Society. Before we get into our conversations about the Humane Society, could you please tell me your name and your role at the Humane Society?
Right, yeah, sure. My name is Saskia Salden. I'm a director and volunteer at the Cayman Islands Humane Society. I've been involved with the shelter for about 10, 11 years, and since 2015, I'm on the board.
Okay. How do you get involved with your role at the Humane Society?
Well, basically, just like everybody else, I came and walked one dog. And then I came back the following week and I walked a couple of dogs. And then I walked some more dogs. And then I got to know the dogs and I got to know the volunteers and the people. And I thought it was a great organization with people working there that have a good heart and they want the best for the animals. So then I became more and more involved. I started doing home visits. So that's when people want to adopt or foster an animal. I go to their houses and I speak to them about the animal, how they need to keep the animal safe and healthy. And then I was asked if I could join the board. And then, I do have a full-time job, so I am a volunteer. I have quite a few animals in my house that I foster as well, cats and dogs. And I have some bunnies as well. So it just started with one dog. And then I just got pulled in, and now this is my life.
So how does the Humane Society help cats and dogs?
We help any stray animals, any animals that people are no longer want. We take them in and we try to find new homes. We find foster homes, adoptive homes, and we just try to find a new home for them.
Do you find new homes for the cats and the dogs?
Yes, that's the goal.
So how does the community help the Humane Society?
Right, it's very important that we get community help because it's, first of all, very expensive. So we do a lot of fundraising and we have a lot of events. We take animals to adoption events. We post them on our social media so that people can see them. But with these adoption events, we also take them to certain areas or certain places so that people can come and meet them there. We rely heavily on volunteers, so we always need volunteers. I'm also the volunteer coordinator, so we try and get people to volunteer dog walking, socializing with the cats, even help do laundry, fostering, of course, but also help out with these events so that people can take a puppy to the event, or if we have our main gala, which is the fur ball once a year. That's our main charitable charitable, I can't think of the word right now. But people can then donate and, we make a lot of money there. Hopefully people have some dinner and stuff. So it's our main event. Let me put it that way. It's our main, So then those things people can help in many different ways. If people cannot adopt, if people cannot foster, because some of these stratas or landlords do not allow pets. So if it's a not pet-friendly place, people cannot take animals. But what they can do then is share our posts on social media, or they can donate money, or they just spread the word. So that's all very important. So the community is very, very important.
So how many pets do you have?
So currently at the shelter, we have over 70 dogs, and yeah, and about 60, 70 cats. That's just here in the shelter. And then we have about 100 plus more in foster homes. So in total, we take care of about 400 animals in total, cats and dogs. And sometimes we get animals in that have been hit by a car. Some people have stray dogs, or some people let them just go. And then we end up with the animal as well, because people take them to the vet or cannot take them to the vet. And then they call the Humane Society, and then we help them out as well. And we also help dogs that come from the Department of Agriculture. Department of Agriculture is not a shelter, it's a pound. So they don't hold animals like we do. We are a no-kill shelter, so we do not kill animals because we need more space. So that's why the fostering is very important. And then we also send animals off island to the United States and Canada. And try to find homes there. We work with rescue organizations there, but we also have people that come and visit the island. Cayman is a beautiful island, and they come and walk some dogs because maybe that's one of the things that they want to do here. Again, they're volunteers, and they may fall in love with a dog or a cat, and then they take them back home. So that's wonderful.
We took a tour of the Humane Society to get a better idea of the efforts of the volunteers.
Book loft is upstairs, and the thrift shop is down the road, which is a major form of income for us. People donate their goods, whether it's clothes or appliances or anything that we can sell then in the thrift shop, and then that then provides the money that we can continue our work. 1973, this building was donated by a very nice couple, and it's been the Humane Society ever since, and it's the only shelter on island. There are other organizations, as you know, but this is the only shelter. And at any given time, we have like 400 and something animals that we need to take care of. All right, so this is the cat room. As you can see, there's quite a few people here meeting our cats. We have a lot of cats in here. We also have another area where we take the cats when they first arrive. The first 2 weeks, they go into quarantine. The same with the dogs and the puppies. We have a special room here where we have cats that are not very social. So we don't allow people to go in there. And there's cats everywhere on top. There's one sleeping right here. It's nice and calm and should be cool, but the AC I don't think is really working today. But yeah, so this is a nice environment for our cats. People find a lot of kittens that they bring into the shelter. So that's the majority how they end up here. And we have them from different categories of age as well. Everybody is microchipped, so we know who they are by the microchip. That's also part of the adoption process, that they're dewormed, vaccinated, spayed, neutered, and microchipped. All right, let's go to the next one. So we're now going into puppy adoption. There is, every nook and cranny is full. So these are the puppies. What we do is when we get a litter in, all the names start with the same initial. So he is actually, this is Kevin, and Kevin is the brother of this one, who's Callie.
Wait,
so they're both.
Who's Kevin again?
This is Kevin, and
Oh,
this is Callie. So there's their brother and sister, and then these are the H puppies, and they all start with H, and they're the same litter as well. So we know that they're all from the same litter. That's Danbury. She's the last one of the D puppies, yes. One of her brothers went to Massachusetts. So what's involved with the adoption process is that we do a home visit. People fill out a form either online or here at the shelter. That is then sent to the volunteer home visitor. We all have special areas that we do. And then the home visitor goes to the people's home and talks to them about safety, health stuff, heartworm disease, getting the vaccinations every year. It's very important that all the animals are spayed and neutered. We microchip the animals, and then once a person is approved, they come to the shelter, they pay the adoption fee, and they get a few discount vouchers, and then they're on their way. This is the laundry where we have volunteers, like I mentioned, doing the laundry. The big pile of laundry. All right, so we're going to go through here now. They stay on this side. They're going to bark a little bit, some of them. Or maybe not. Hi, Ted. They've all been walked. They've all been walked. That's why they're calmer. That's why dog walking is so important. Calm down. That dog is new. I that dog. And then we have this little area here where when they clean the kennels, the dogs can come here. There's dogs on that side. I've never seen him before, so he's new. I don't know who he is. He's a big boy. That's sweet, yeah. Sorry. So any dog or puppy that comes in is kept in here, and the same thing we do for the kittens as well and the cats. So we go through here. You go first, and then so for 2 weeks they go into quarantine just to see if they don't have any underlying issues like ringworm or diarrhea, anything that can be contagious. Or we have to go the other way. Anything that can be contagious to the rest of the population, and of course we want to avoid that. So they stay in here for 2 weeks. And it's usually full in here, so we're okay. Not too bad. Yeah. There's only 3 in here, so that's good. But we're ready for more. So it never ends.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
We checked in with Miss Kaz from the Cayman Brac branch of the Humane Society to see what work they are doing to help.
In 2019, I reached out to our big sister, as we like to call them in Grand Cayman, the Cayman Islands Humane Society. We didn't have any vets coming to visit us, and our animal population was booming out of control. So I reached out to them and asked them if they would come and help us. They now partner with us by sending a vet over to the Brac every month to 6 weeks, where we coordinate a big spay-neuter program. Island Veterinary Services offer all the services that you would need, sort of preventative care and checkups and that sort of thing. We deal with emergency and spay-neuter only. That's Dr. Brender of Island Vets and also the Humane Society itself. The Brac Humane Society help people by coordinating all of these services so that everybody gets the opportunity to seek animal care for their pets. We're also incredibly lucky that we have a retired veterinarian who actually came on staff back end of last year, Dr. Tim Miller. He's a retired large animal veterinarian, but he saw that what we were trying to do in the Brac, and so he's offered his services. He's on island 6 months of the year, and in those 6 months he's able to do a lot more spaying and neutering than we can actually do in a month. Or every other month, should I say, when the vets come over. So he's invaluable. He's due back at the end of this month, and so our program will start back up again with gusto. We rely very heavily on donations to make this program work. We find that we have a lot of animal owners here, particularly on the cat side, where they have yard cats, familiar cats, cats that they see every day. But unfortunately, because they're not spayed and neutered, the population has boomed. So it's not unusual that a person will have 30 or 40 cats in their yard that they consider theirs. They feed them every day. They know that they're there. But we aim to fix the entire colony so that we break that cycle and stop those cats breeding. Fundraising. We have a thrift shop that we recently reopened. It's located in the Blueberries Plaza, located just near the bakery and what used to be the old police station. It's open 3 days a week and is run by volunteers. That helps fund a lot of these large animal colonies where people may not be able to afford to spay and neuter 30 or 40 cats. It is important to note that actually the fees that we charge are heavily discounted via the charity, so we are really doing these services at cost to try and make it more affordable. But the extra money allows us to pay for our vets rent, pay for medical care, and also help the community on very, very large colonies to try and make it more affordable. We have animals that we do not have the facilities because we do not have a shelter for our animals, cats and dogs. And whilst we try and find space in the shelter in Grand Cayman, if anybody wants to open their doors as a foster home for our homeless cats and dogs, that is always incredibly helpful. We do the trap neuter missions for the spaying and neutering. It's a very manual job, involves a lot of coordination and fitness, but still it's something that is incredibly rewarding. So if someone wants to help with that, then we would love the help, very much so. Community education. One of the biggest things that we can do to help our animal population is to educate our community. We want to talk to children, we want to talk to seniors about the awareness of animal welfare and learning about responsible pet ownership and preventative care and animal health. Flight escorts are another big one. If you're traveling between the islands and can take an animal, it's super, super, super simple and easy. All you need to do is add the animal to your ticket and we'll take care of the rest. If you're interested in helping at the thrift shop, then most definitely we have space for you. And that can also be transporting goods backwards and forwards between Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac. We actually rely on the thrift shop in Grand to help us with supplies. And then finally, transporting medical and general supplies. We rely again on Grand Cayman to supply us with all of our medication that we need for our surgeries. So if you are coming to Cayman Brac, then please pick up the phone, let us know, and we'll normally give you something to bring over.
Could you please tell me your name and your role at One Dog at a Time?
I'm Paula Wythe and I'm the Secretary and Treasurer.
So what's the history of One Dog at a Time?
We started in 2013, so this is our 10th anniversary year. We had our non-profit status come through in 2018.
So how does One Dog at a Time help cats and dogs?
We don't tend to help cats. We have had a few cats that we've rescued, but generally it's dogs that we help. So we pull from the Department of Agriculture where they're going to euthanize dogs, and we also take surrenders from the community.
So how does the community help? How does community help One Dog at a Time?
We have our thrift shop advertising here, so people come into the thrift shop when we're open and buy stuff and obviously donate things for the thrift shop. We have lots of events. We have fundraisers, boat trips, cinema events, lots of different things going on to raise funds, and then people donate as well. So we have people that are our puppy partners and they donate every month with a direct debit from their bank account, and all that helps. Obviously people adopt the dogs, and then a big thing for us is getting the dogs off to our rescue partners in the States. So people fly over and they take dogs with them when they fly over on Cayman Airways. And we've also got partners in Toronto, Canada as well. So they can fly dogs to our rescue in Canada to get them off island to homes.
So how do you organize the dogs flying to them?
So what we need people that are already planning to fly to either Miami or Tampa or Toronto. They contact us and then we can reach out to our rescue partners to see if those dates would work for them. We then get all the exits done. We sort out the crates, we sort out all the financial side of things, meet the flyers at the airport, put the dogs on the plane, and then at the other end they get picked up by the porters and the rescue partners. It's very straightforward.
Are there any other places you would hope the One Dog at a Time to be?
So this is our current location for our thrift shop, but we sort of run out of space. So we're always looking to expand. We have a kennels in one of the team's gardens in Savannah. We use foster homes for all our dogs. We don't have premises, unlike the Humane Society. So we're always looking for new fosters. And if we could find premises that we could afford to buy, if anyone's got $2.5 million to donate, we've got a nice property near Northwood that we'd love to purchase. Then obviously we can help more dogs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Phoenix.
Yeah, my name's Leslie, and I am one of the directors of C.A.R.E, Cayman Animal Rescue Enthusiasts. So I'd just like to thank you for inviting me to speak to you today.
So you're the director?
I'm one of the directors. Yes.
So how does C.A.R.E help dogs and cats?
Okay, so C.A.R.E is a small voluntary organisation. We came about in 2008 when a group of volunteers for the Humane Society decided that more needs to be done than what is being done with regards to community pets. So we thought the best way to stop pets from coming into the shelter would be to offer a free spay and neuter service, so that we could then go round into the communities, talk to people and encourage them to get their dogs and cats fixed, so it would stop then unwanted litters of puppies coming into the shelter. So that's how we came about.
So how do you work with the other organizations that help pets?
Okay, that's a great question. So the other animal charities, we all like to work together. I feel we all complement each other in what we're doing. So you've got the Humane Society that has a physical facility. So they would refer, if a community member called them to help with spay and neuter, if they couldn't afford to do it at the shelter, then they would give our number, so they would call us because we offer the service for free. The same with one dog at a time. They help people by rescuing the litters of puppies, because the people don't want the litter, but then to ensure that we then stop that tap from running with puppies, then they will contact us and we will then contact the owner to get the female dog spayed, so that then that ends that cycle. So and then there's another organization called Feline Friends who do just cats, and so again we work closely with them with regards to referring people back and forth. So it's a great way that all together we're all doing little different things, but at the end game, exactly, it'll help the whole community and help the pets out.
So what does neutering mean?
So neutering, spaying and neutering, or fixing is another term for it, would be it's a small surgery that's done at the vets. We use island vets because they work really well with us. And so it's a small, for male dogs, it's just a small incision that then stops them from being able to reproduce. And then for the female dogs, it's a small incision that prevents them from being able to have babies. So then it stops unwanted litters then entering the shelter.
So basically stops from more kids and babies being born.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you could do it with maths. So if you take, for example, these cats here, so the two cats, if they were to have a litter, the litter would be average 4 kittens.
Yeah.
If those kittens and the adults were not fixed, then that would then reproduce to 15, 20, and so on. So when you think a cat can have, as soon as she's had one litter, she can then get pregnant and have another litter. So within a year, that's a tremendous amount of cats that are being born, that there's not enough homes here for them.
So do you fix cats and dogs?
We do, yes. So it's all about the cats and dogs. And so at the moment, we do a program which is called Trap, Neuter and Release, to try and eliminate the feral cat situation. So if they're fixed, then it prevents more unwanted cats being born in the wild. And so it would be for cats and dogs and puppies.
So how can the community help C.A.R.E?
So the community can help C.A.R.E firstly by spreading the word. So if you have friends or family, neighbors that have pets and they've not been fixed, then it would be to speak to them. We like to, the education side of our organization is to explain the reasons why we want to prevent the litters happening. And also the surgeries makes the pet healthier, it prevents cancer and things like that. So it would be to spread the word, tell people about C.A.R.E, tell them it's a free service, and so we can continue to then, our vision would be to have an island where every pet's owned, the shelter's not overcrowded, and we're not having to send dogs overseas, and that we can control our own population.
So you kind of want to control the dogs here instead of moving them to other countries like Canada?
That would be ideal. I mean, it's nice that we have that opportunity, but in essence, that's a stopgap to we should be able to look after our own and be able to control it ourselves without having to depend on another country helping us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're here with Dr. Olivia from Savannah Veterinary Clinic. Could you please tell me a little bit about yourself and your background and what got you into being a vet?
Sure, Phoenix. Thank you for having me today. Looking forward to doing this interview with you. So, my name is Dr. Olivia Benjamin. I am the co-owner and the lead vet here at the Veterinary Clinic and Specialty Boarding here in Countryside, Savannah. I have been a vet now for about almost 8 years.
8 years
already. Yeah. So, I've been practicing for almost 8 years now. I'm a graduate of St. Matthew's University here in Cayman. I did my final clinical year at the University of Georgia.
So, what should pet owners know about taking care of either dogs or cats?
Okay, so the venture of getting a new little one in your life, a new puppy or kitten, can be very exciting. But I always tell owners, it's not something that should be taken, lightly. Puppies and kittens, dogs, cats in general need a lot of care, a lot of attention, and a lot of, training, right? So usually we start to see these little guys at around 6 to 8 weeks of age for their very first visit. All right. At that visit, if they're nice and healthy, usually what we do is they receive their first set of puppy vaccines. Okay. So at 6 weeks of age, they get their first shot. Then at about 12 weeks of age, they get their second series of vaccines. And then at about 16 weeks of age, they receive their third and final puppy vaccine.
That is a lot of vaccines.
I know. So basically, almost like when you were a baby, they want to booster your immune system so that they grow up to be big and strong. Okay. So usually at each of those visits, what we do is a comprehensive physical exam. So we check them out, look them over, make sure they don't have any, abnormalities, congenital defects, that sort of thing, heart murmurs. We check their poop for parasites, and we deworm them accordingly. They get their vaccines. And what we also want to do is to make sure that the owners have, comprehensive view of what it's going to be like to take care of their puppies, making sure they're starting their training, that they're getting an appropriate, nutritious dog food or puppy food going, or kitten food, as well as starting their monthly preventatives, which is also very important. Heart guard, neck guard, flea tick preventative, that sort of thing.
Kind of a lot of stuff for like a puppy or a dog.
It is. It's a big responsibility.
So how should someone clean their pet's teeth?
All right. So cleaning teeth. Ideally, it should be done on a daily basis, just like how you and I clean our teeth. I know that's a bit unrealistic, to try to clean a dog or a cat's teeth. So at least once a week is usually what we aim for. All right. Now, what usually happens is that at their yearly or annual visits, what we'll do is we'll check them over, we'll check their teeth, and at that point we can advise owners, does the dog now need a full and thorough cleaning, scaling, polishing, and potentially even dental x-rays to check the roots of the teeth.
Yeah. So how do you help your pets or puppies live long and healthy lives?
So my best advice there would probably be to make sure that your pet, either your dog or your cat, is coming in on a yearly or annual basis for one of these comprehensive checkups. Like I said, basically at those annual visits, we do a full physical exam. We'll check a little bit of blood, check a little bit of poop. They'll get their vaccines. They'll be dewormed at those visits. So that's probably my best advice to owners, is make sure, we're keeping up on a yearly basis with the checkups so that, if anything is amiss, we're catching it early to start treatment. Very boisterous.
What tips can you give for a young Caymanian who wanted to be a veterinarian?
Okay, that's a good question too. So my best advice would be get good grades, as you should be doing anyways. Get good grades and make sure you start shadowing early. So usually most clinics will take students starting at about 15 to 17 years of age for shadowing experiences. So basically you get to go in with the vet, see what, you know, the profession is all about. Because when you eventually, you know, get to the point of applying to vet school, what they'll want to see is that you've had a lot of these shadowing hours. It's really what you want to do, and that you've had experiences in, you know, the multiple disciplines: small animals, exotics, large animals.
Are there any other tips you can give?
Overall, what I would say, spay and neuter your pets. I forgot that one earlier. That's very important, you know, for your puppy and your kitten's health. And we want to make sure we don't have any, you know, issues with overpopulation and unwanted litters. So that's a very, you know, important thing I like to, you know, tell owners to make sure that they're doing. The other thing is, you know, the human animal bond has grown over the years, and you know, pets are treated like a part of the family now, and that's something that's really nice to see. You know, so love your pets, value your pets.
They love mics.
And you know, remember that one of these is a big commitment, and it's a long-term, you know, commitment for at least 10 to 14 years. So you got to be prepped to make sure, you know, you're going to take care of them for that time. You're going to love them, and you're going to do what's best for them. Oh, high five.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Phoenix. Thank you for coming. By the way, guys, these little guys, plus there, how many of them are there? There are 8 total. Or we'll be looking for, yeah, we'll be looking for homes in a few weeks. They're very cute.
Thank you so much for joining the Phoenix Show. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope I have encouraged you to volunteer, donate, foster, or even adopt your own little furry buddy.